Okay guys, in this video we're going to start customizing our store and bringing things together and making it look a lot nicer and a lot more personal to you. So what we need to do is go to online store over here and then click customize. So this is taking us into the options to customize our store. This is where if you're using a different theme, you're going to see different options and stuff like that. Okay, so it all works and navigates in the same way, but with some themes, especially if you bought a really expensive one, then you'll get a lot more options to do different things and add different things. Okay, so here, this window here, this is how our homepage on our website is looking right now. Okay, it's all just basic and standard with kind of placeholders and stuff like that in. This is a live preview. It will change on the fly as we do things, but it won't actually change live on your site until you hit save. Okay, once you hit save, then it's live for everybody to see. Okay, so you can experiment, you can test things out, you can get it looking how you want before you hit that button. Something else up here you should definitely be aware of. This gives us a mobile preview. Now I forget the stats, but it's something like 80 or 90% of website traffic is on mobile, so you will always want to make sure that things are looking good on mobile as well, because most people are going to be looking on mobile. So a lot of the trap that a lot of people or a lot of internet marketers fall into is that because we're always on our computers, we look at stuff on desktop and then we wonder why we're not getting any sales, and it's because it looks horrendous on mobile. So Shopify do an incredible job of mobile optimizing anyway, so most of the hard work is done for you. If you were manually making a website, then there's a lot of extra programming that goes into it to do this. So Shopify handles most of that for you, but just bear in mind to have a little look on mobile, make sure everything's looking good. Over here is where we control everything. So if you're not aware, standard kind of name for the area at the top of a website is the header. Standard name for the bottom area here is the footer, and then this is the body here in the middle. Okay, so we've got our header controls here, we got our footer controls here, and in the middle is all the main page controls here, which we'll look at in just a minute. Over here we've got theme settings. These are pretty self-explanatory. You've got the colors here, so we can edit and change the colors, so have a play around with that. You might want to match it up to your branding. You might have certain colors you want to use. Typography, we can change the size of the font, and we can change the actual fonts there as well. Headings, buttons, and body. So here, this would be a heading, this would be the body text here. Okay, and as you play around with them, you'll see. Just crank that up. There you go. That went up. That went down. That went up. And that goes down. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's a better example here. Should go up. Oh no, that's the heading. Sorry guys. There you go. That went up. And that goes down like that. Okay. Social media here. You'll want to have these selected so people can share. Of course, we want as many people to share our stuff as possible. Social accounts here. Add in the URLs for any social accounts that you've got and you use. These will show up at the bottom as icons here. So if you've got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, it'll be here. People can click that. It will take them straight across to your social media site. So fill those in, as many of those in as you can. Favicon here. A favicon is, you see up here, we've got this little Shopify. This is a favicon. Puts it in the tab, so when people have got lots of tabs open, they can clearly see which tab is yours. There's one over here for Teachable. You'll see these on a lot of websites. Of course, they're only tiny images, so experiment. If you've got a logo or something and you want to use that as a favicon, if it's big, it will look funny. B, if it's not square, it will look funny. So sometimes you've just got to manipulate it a little bit and get it so it looks right. Of course, these two look very good. See, Teachable is just a T in a circle. Facebook is, I think, an F in a circle like that. Okay, so basically a favicon is this little icon here. Have a play with that. Checkout, we don't really need to, I wouldn't touch this at all until you get really into Shopify and everything. Then you can start looking at that, but for now just leave the checkout. So sections, this is the main bit. Once you've got your colors right and everything and the font you want to use, this is the main bit that we're going to be doing. Up here in the header, here, logo alignment. So Shopify will put in just the text of your store here. Okay, if you decide to, or if you use a logo, which you undoubtedly will, and I'll do a quick video about where you can get a logo created or where you can buy yourself a template as well. And I think well, no, I'll do it in the video. I think Shopify's got their own logo creator, but here is where we add our logo. Here is where it shows, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about logos in that other video. Announcement bar here. This here, you see this pops this bar in at the top. Now this is the optimum place to add special offers, things like that. Here we could put free shipping. Oh, let's put caps. Free shipping on all orders over £100. Okay, very powerful. You'll see that on a lot of websites as well. Use that, whatever message you want to put there, call us free, whatever you want to put there, but use that bar. Okay, it's super good, super powerful. When we click it on homepage only, it will only show on the homepage, or you can have it showing on all pages. Personal preference, entirely up to you. You can put a link in there as well. You can paste in a URL, or you can actually, for instance, you can choose a particular product that will link to. So if you had a super special offer and they click this, it would take them to that exact product or whichever you chose. Okay, or you can of course leave it blank. You can change the color. You can change the text color. Okay, so that's the header. Check out, if you want to learn more about logos and stuff, check out the logo video. I'll cover that in a completely separate video. Footer. Oh, in fact, did I miss something there? The menu here. Okay, in the next video we will have a look at the menus, and then perhaps the video after we'll have a look at the logo. We're going to create, I'll show you how to create menus and how menus work, but here we can choose the menu. So if you wanted different menus, which you probably won't, you're only going to want a main menu and a footer menu. But here is where you can choose that menu, and a menu is how you can navigate around. Okay, so we'll look at that a little bit further, but here is where you can change that menu. Actually, by the looks of things, you can go and edit that from there as well. Footer, let's have a look at that before we look at the main one. We can customize the color of it. Let's just quickly change the background to black, like that. Let's change the text to white, like that. Okay, so you can edit that area there. Quick links, this is here where we're going to have, we can change the word of it, so we can call this maybe about us, like that, and then underneath will be the menu, and I'll show you how to create that menu in a minute. Here we got this newsletter, where you can get people's emails. You can leave that in there, entirely up to you. Have a play around with this. We can grab these, we can move them around. Let's minimize that. Let's move this one up to here. So you can see how that moved. Let's move the newsletter one over to here. Or we can also add more things in here. That you haven't got as many options in the footer, but when we actually do the main body of the page, you'll see a lot more options. But let's just add some text in there. So you can see we added that text. You can change it. Change it up, and you can see it on the fly, which is great. And if you want to get rid of any as well, you just need to open them up by clicking these little arrows and then remove content, and it takes them away. Okay, so newsletter, let's just wipe that one out, remove content, boom. Okay, so that's our footer. Now let's look at the main body. Okay, this is the more interesting bit. So here again, we can actually flick these on and off as well. So see how that disappeared? This image with text overlay is this section here. Click this eyedropper, it appears and reappears. We can drag them, we can move them around, and it shows us live on the fly as we move them around. Any of them, if you click them, any of them, then it will take you a little bit deeper into the options of each thing. Okay, we'll have a look at that in a minute. We can add more sections, so there's a ton of stuff we can add. I'd recommend quite a few of these, like blog posts, for instance. We would put that at the bottom. Let's just add it in right now. Of course, we haven't got any blog posts yet, but let's click add. Show view all button. Yes, that's all good. So blog posts we would have at the bottom, or I'd recommend you have it at the bottom. Feature collection, let's put the image with text overlay at the top here. Let's go into this one. So of course we don't want everybody to have exactly the same website, so this is where your creativity comes in. You know, you want to talk about your brand and, you know, what you do and your, you know, the person behind the business and all that. So I can show you how this works, but your own creativity will be going into this. Shopify has a lot of free images that you can use. Let's just see if we can find something that's, let's go for tech. Oh, there's a drone. Perfect. Let's go select. So of course, you being a droner, you should have plenty of perfect pictures for this. So let's go Matt's awesome drone service. Okay, we are fully licensed and insured. Yeah, call us free today for a no obligation quote. Okay, boom, 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 button label, text headlines, button link. Okay, that's all good. That's all good. Let's go back. Okay, so then we've got a nice picture at the top. Then we might want to add some text. Okay, so let's add that text in. And then let's just move it up. Grab these three dots, we'll move that up. So here we could, it says here, talk about your brand. Then feature collection. Here is where we can add our collections that we created. So let's hit change. Let's go for canvas prints. We've only got one collection there. And oops. Canvas prints, yeah, that's the one we want. Select. So here you can change how many products per row. So you can have it 2, which makes them much bigger. You can have 3, you can have 4, you can have 5. So let's go with 4 for now. And let's go for 1 row. Okay, so also I'd select view all like that. So feature collection could be canvas prints like that. Okay, so possibly you may have created a collection which would be your services as well. So you might have roof inspections, real estate, you know, custom photography, and farm inspections, something like that. Okay, so remember you could do 2, 3, 4, or 5. So you could put your services there as well, and then you could put any other collections you want. So you could have canvas prints, so we could call this one churches or cathedrals. Then we could have another collection that we called sunsets. Then we could have another collection we called mountain ranges, like that. So you can build these up as you want them. Image with text, let's see, slideshow. A slideshow is something that I used to use these a lot. Basically, it will slide through the images and display the images. I've got a good friend of mine who his whole business is optimizing Shopify stores to make them convert there to get better sales and stuff. He actually told me that in their testing, sliders reduced conversions. So I loved using sliders. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. I've actually stopped using them now, but this will just rotate through. So what I'm going to do is actually get rid of this slideshow, remove the section like that. Then I'm going to see if we got featured product in here. Featured product here, that's this one. Let's add this. So let's select a product, and we don't have many, of course. We're going to choose this one. Click OK. Show variant labels, yes. Enable zoom. Dynamic checkout button. Social sharing buttons, yes. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Let's go back and let's take this up, say, to here. Or let's even go one higher like this, move it up. So essentially, as you're building this out, it's just a case really of trial and error. Because there's so many, let's get rid of this image for text. Because there's so many options, you know, and everybody's going to be different, the best thing that you can do is go through these sections, click them, try them out, see what they look like, see what you want to add, and just begin to build out your homepage and fill it up with your own content and your own services and stuff like that. You can always come back here, you can keep on editing and editing until you get it just right, just how you want it. You can change it on the fly at any time. So if you've got a special you know, a special product that you want shown here, you can change that out once a month or whatever you want to do. You can add on more collections. So just go through these, see which ones you want to add, and just slowly begin building out your homepage. Once you're happy, hit save. That means it's going to be live. So we should have had a look at our store before. Don't forget to check on mobile as well. You see how this on mobile, this puts the R&E down. That does not look great at all. But you can see how everything else is looking on mobile. And it's, you know, if we had real content, it would be coming together and looking pretty good by now. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to have a look at creating these little menus up here and adding these menus to it as well. Okay, thanks guys.